Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into a daily devotional that takes on a feeling we've all probably felt at some point: insecurity. We're going to break down how it starts with this very personal struggle and then builds it into a huge, global, digitally connected movement. Let's get right into it. So here's our roadmap. We'll start with how the devotional even defines insecurity. Then we'll get into its core solution, see how that big idea is supposed to become a daily habit, and finally, connect all the dots to a massive global mission and the online community that keeps it all running. All right, first up, the feeling of insecurity. Before it even gets to any solutions, the source material really wants to nail down the root of the problem itself. And it starts with a question that's super direct and, let's be honest, probably hits close to home for a lot of us. Where does this feeling of insecurity actually come from? And the answer it gives is all about where you put your focus. The devotional says, insecurity isn't some permanent part of who you are, but it's the result of looking inward too much, of just getting stuck, fixated on our own mistakes and shortcomings. So if the problem is where we're focusing, then the solution has to be about shifting that focus, right? Well, that brings us straight to section 2, finding a totally new source of worth. And you might expect some complex 10-step psychological plan, but nope. The devotional points to one single foundational idea. Its entire message is built on one specific verse from the Bible that really acts as the anchor for everything else. And this is it, 1 Corinthians 6:20. The whole argument really hangs on that key phrase right there, for ye are bought with a price. That's the core of it. So what on earth does that actually mean, to be bought with a price? Well, the way the devotional explains it, it's a huge shift in how you see yourself. The idea is that your value isn't something you have to go out and earn or build from scratch. It's already been established for you by a divine act. Okay, so that's the big idea. But how do you actually live that out? I mean, how do you apply it day to day? That's what section 3 is all about, taking that belief and turning it into action. The source lays out this really clear 3-step call to action. And what's interesting is the flow. It starts internally, just you and your thoughts. Then it moves outward to actually speaking these things. And it finishes with this active choice to fight back against the negative thoughts. It's a very intentional process. And to make it even easier to stick with, it doesn't just give you the steps, it gives you a tool you can use every single day, a specific prayer designed to help lock in this new way of thinking. And this line from that prayer, man, it just perfectly sums up the whole idea. It's not passive at all. It's a direct command, telling yourself, I reject these feelings, and then asking for help to see yourself from a totally different perspective, one that's based on that divine value we just talked about. And this is where things really start to zoom out. This whole process, it doesn't just end with you feeling better. Section 4 shows how this personal journey is actually designed to lead you into a much, much bigger collective mission. So it turns out, this devotional isn't just a random piece of writing. It's actually an on-ramp. It's created to introduce you to the work of a specific organization called the Ambassadors Elite World Outreach, Inc. And this organization has a goal that is just massive. Their central mission is called Operation 500 Million Souls for Christ. Yeah, you heard that right. Their target is 500 million people. Now, to even attempt a number that huge, they offer 3 pretty clear ways for people to get involved. It's almost like different levels of commitment. You can pray for the mission, you can actually go and serve as a missionary, or you can help fund the whole thing as what they call a kingdom investor. Okay, so that leads to the big question, right? How in the world do you connect everybody when you have a goal that big? Well, that brings us to our final section, how they build this global community, especially using digital tools. So if you take a peek at their digital footprint, something really jumps out. WhatsApp is by far their main platform. That's a huge chunk of their community connection. It tells you they are all in on direct messaging and private groups, maybe even more than public-facing stuff like a Facebook feed. And what's the glue that holds all of these different digital groups together? It's this one, highly coordinated daily event, a global prayer that happens at the exact same moment for everyone, no matter where they are in the world. And this table just shows you the incredible coordination behind it. Everything is anchored to midnight in Nigeria. So just picture this. While someone there is praying, it's 6 p.m. in New York, 4:30 in the morning in India, and 7 a.m. in the Philippines. It creates this nonstop 24-hour chain of engagement all across the globe. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see the entire journey. This devotional acts like a pipeline. It starts with a deeply personal internal struggle, insecurity, and it leads you directly into an external, global community with a very clear and measurable mission. And all of that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. How does a personal belief, an answer to an individual's struggle, become the engine for a huge, coordinated global movement? Well, this devotional gives us a pretty powerful blueprint for how that can happen.
Good day, beloved. Thank you for watching. If this kingdom message has blessed you, please like, comment, and share with someone today. Stay connected with God's servant David Felix Nwefulu by subscribing for more daily kingdom inspirations and turn on your notification button so you do not miss a word that strengthens your faith. God bless you.